Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my studio. And if you are new here, my name is Mur, also known as Mur Does. And today's video is a different one from what I usually post. You might know me as the girl who goes out and does plein air painting and traveling and camping and all that kind of outdoor stuff. But another side of me is studio work, and it's something I haven't shared a lot here. And where do I get started? So let me take you back a little bit. If you're new here, which I think a lot of you are, and may not know my life story this year, beginning of October, I quit my job in healthcare, which is still kind of crazy to me, and I've been a full-time artist the past couple months, and life has felt crazy. Like, I'm not necessarily, been really busy doing things every day, but navigating this whole new lifestyle as someone who is pretty much self-employed and running my own schedule, it's been a huge change. And I think I'm mentally still trying to figure out what that means for me. But beginning of October, right after I worked my last shift at my job, my husband and I went on a 2-week road trip vacation, which if you look at my last 2 videos, those are all about that road trip and all the painting I did while we were there. But after that 2 weeks, literally the next day after we got home, I did my very first art market where I was selling, my paintings and prints and stickers. And then after that, I had another market the next week, and I've done 3 markets since then, and it is nearing the end of November as I'm talking. And man, preparing for 3 markets after just quitting your job, doing a big road trip, I immediately came home and, just got straight to creating more paintings and figuring out this whole printing process and starting my website, and it's just been a lot. It's really exciting, of course, but I feel like my brain has been all over the place. What should I be doing next? What should I be doing more of? So I was really proud of myself for actually putting aside the time to do this painting in particular, because this was in between doing a couple of the markets. And I spent this whole day just painting this bird here. What's unique about this one is, for the first time, I wanted to do almost a whole painting where I only use a palette knife. So I would say overall, about 80% of the time I use the palette knife to paint, apply the paint and all that. And then you can see here, about 20% of the time I use some kind of paintbrush to blend out edges, just to make some areas softer with different textures. But overall, I just really wanted to attempt painting with a palette knife. It's something I've kind of always wanted to do. I've done it here and there where I've used it with paintings, but never where it's the main tool for accomplishing the piece. But yeah, I just wanted to use this time to kind of just chat with you guys about, navigating my new life. It's so crazy, and it's still hard to find the words for exactly how I'm feeling. But I'm so grateful I have this YouTube, first of all. As I'm making this video right now, I just reached over 9,000 subscribers, and it's something that happened very quickly. I went on vacation in October, and I had maybe 500 subscribers, and since then I've shot up to 9,000, and it's just crazy to me, and to be honest, a little intimidating. I didn't really expect to be here yet, but it's awesome. It just makes me feel like I made the right decision, people, maybe they are interested in my art, they like my art, like the same kinds of things as me. And so it motivates me to, go all in with this full-time artist life. But, yeah, since I've been back, I've done the markets. I gotten sick. I spent like a whole week being really sick, and then right after that I got tattooed. If I don't know if you could tell, but I'm heavily tattooed, and the work I got done about a week ago was pretty intense. It was a big cover-up type deal, and so I spent like a week healing from that. So I've been down for the count for about 2 weeks in the last month. So I am excited because this week I'm finally like 100% and I'm able to make a new video for you guys. I felt like I was getting a little bit behind after my trip, but yeah, I think moving forward, I just kind of want to talk about like what I plan to do with this YouTube account. Over the summer, as I was building this account here, like I've mostly been doing plein air painting. It's been sort of like a new passion of mine. It's something I discovered back in March. I went out plein air painting, which, by the way, plein air just means painting outside on plein air. It means in the open air. I think it's a French saying or something. But anyways, I decided to go outside and paint like from nature back in March, like the day after my birthday. And since then, I kind of fell in love with it and got a little bit obsessed with it. And where I live in the summertime, it gets very hot. So I use plein air as an excuse to get myself up into the mountains every week where the weather is much cooler and nicer for painting. So all summer I've been posting videos of my outdoor painting adventures, and it's been really fun. But as we're getting into the winter months, I kind of plan to do a lot more studio work. And so moving forward, I think a lot of my videos will be kind of half plein air painting and half studio work. And I'm still trying to figure out how to kind of blend those two things together. But I have plenty of time to figure it out, and I just think that as I make videos, I might be experimenting with different like formats and I don't know, styles of recording, and kind of figuring out what part of the process people want to see. Like, should I include more vlog style type stuff in my videos, like content? I always try to think of when I see other artists and their YouTube, I think I tend to like it when I can see some of their life mixed in with them making their art, you know, like them working in their studio and seeing supplies, and maybe when you're going out and about, and I don't know, like almost a little bit of day-to-day life mixed with the process videos. But yeah, I'm still trying to guess what it is that people want to see from me. So I think in the meantime, I'm just going to kind of try to do what feels right, what feels fun, I guess, and just put it out there and see what you guys want to see. Feel free to leave a comment. I would love to know people's feedback on that. Like, are you mostly here to see process videos? Like time-lapse videos? Do we like more real-time type painting? I think in this video I kind of did a mixture of like sped up, like time-lapsey kind of parts, and then also like here like more real-time painting. It's kind of like what I like to watch. I like a little bit of like seeing how people approach painting a certain thing, but I also like to see time lapses. So I'm thinking put the two together, but I don't know if that just makes it feel kind of chaotic or not. So yeah, like generally, are you someone who likes time lapses, process videos? Are you here more for like day-to-day life, like seeing the studio, seeing the adventures outside, or a mixture of the two, which is kind of like what I like to watch, but I don't know if that's just, you know, a me thing. But overall, I would have to say that making these videos, like personally, is the best for having like accountability. So like I said, I'm new to like making my own schedule and deciding what I'm going to do every day and what I'm going to work on. And like knowing I need to put out a YouTube video, it like motivates me to work on something or to go outside and do something. I'm sure this is a very common thing, and they say people ADHD often struggle with this. Not saying I have ADHD, but I think we all probably have a little bit of it in us. And for me, the biggest thing that I've seen correlating to that is having decision paralysis. Like when there's so many ideas of things you could be doing, and then you can't decide on what you should be doing. And then sometimes you just end up doing nothing because you're just so overwhelmed with choices. So that's definitely something I need to learn. I need to learn how to like make a schedule for myself, and like how often should I be making like finished artworks? Like how often should I just be painting in general or just making art, sketchbooking? Like balancing the two is kind of complicated for me. I don't know why, but I'm always like, am I not doing enough like sellable art? If I'm only working in my sketchbook all week, is that a waste of my time? Like, or do people want to see sketchbook art? So, as you can tell, my brain has just been all over the place. Yeah, just bouncing around ideas all the time and trying to decide what to do next. But I think that's just part of the process. And I think whenever you do such a big shift in life, everything might just feel a bit uncertain and uneasy almost. It's an odd thing to balance mentally of, like, I'm obviously so grateful that I could quit my healthcare job and do this art full time. But at the same time, you do feel a little bit lost at first, you know. Like I said, like making your own schedule, and you aren't going somewhere where you have to clock in. Like your job isn't making you accountable for showing up. You kind of have to motivate yourself to make and create every day, which makes me curious of like, for those of you who are self-employed or you work from home, like what motivates you every day to like get up and start working or creating? Do you usually stick to like a strict routine every day? Like you stick to the routine no matter what? Or at the beginning of the week, do you make a schedule for yourself? Like every day you know what you'll be doing because you already scheduled it, like wrote it down. And up until I would say September, I've been someone who keeps a journal, as in like I schedule things for myself. I would, like when I was working, I would schedule my days where I was off with like goals of things I wanted to do those days, and I would check them off. But I don't know, for some reason, like not working has made me lose like my grip on a routine a little bit. So maybe now that I'm talking about it out loud, that seems to be the answer, right? I think maybe I need to get stricter on, every Sunday perhaps, just writing out my goals and expectations for the week, and then try my best to stick to that, which includes, incorporating getting up and working out and doing actual life things. And then maybe what my art goals for the week are, like Wednesday I want to do plein air, and then Thursday I need to make my YouTube video. But yeah, so many things to consider. And then of course there is the fact that you don't have to be doing things all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like that's also not normal. So sometimes I feel like if I'm not being productive or doing something all the time, then I'm failing. Failing like me, failing my husband, failing my friends who are here for my art, my viewers. But I know, like, realistically that your productivity should not directly be linked to like your self-worth or other opinions about yourself. So yeah, wow. I feel like I've talked a lot about schedule, but it's just been where my brain has been. Like waking up every day, it's just like, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm doing today. I need to figure something out quick. And I think I've gotten a little bit better at it. You know, there were some days where just that decision paralysis hit me, and I just went on the couch and did nothing all day and watched movies. And I can already feel the shift going away from that, which is awesome. So slowly but surely, I think we're heading towards some kind of routine. And I think after making this video with you guys that journaling seems to be like the next step for me, getting back to it anyway. I think maybe my brain needs like order. So my beginning of the week self needs to figure that out before the week starts. And then I just need to follow that. I think maybe even every day just planning out like hour by hour, even like roughly, like, you know, get up by 8, go to yoga, and then by 11, like do a sketchbook entry, and then Tuesday by 10 a.m. I should start this painting. Like maybe I just need to like tell myself what to do. But anyways, lots of rambling today. I appreciate if you've made it through, and you know, like I said, I would love feedback. This is like a baby account still. Like I'm still growing and learning on this YouTube. And yeah, we're like, what do you guys like to see? Are we here for vloggy stuff, plein air part, like specifically plein air stuff, or a little bit of everything? And I will do my best to incorporate those different things. And yeah, just find a flow. But anyways, to round out this video, I just want to say that this painting, it was so fun. I had so much fun doing this. I just, for like 10 hours straight, maybe I did one break where I took like an hour off to do something with my husband, but I just worked on this. I was obsessed with the palette knife. It is so fun, like laying that thick paint on and, you know, having to figure it out. Like my brain was like loving doing something new. It was a good challenge, and overall I just love the texture that the palette knife mixed with a little bit of the brushwork created. And I think moving forward with paintings, like I'm not going to say it'll be like majority palette knife work, but I think I will incorporate the texture of using a palette knife more like in my paintings. And I think even I want to try like a plein air painting where maybe I use mostly a palette knife to see like, I don't know, how that texture affects sort of landscape paintings. So lots of ideas, lots of plans, and I honestly am so looking forward to the new year. And I don't know, maybe just like planning my year. I mean, like I want to accomplish these things with my art, and then, you know, there's always that thing about new year and feeling refreshed and ready to start and, you know, reach your goals. So I'm definitely that person. As much as we like to make fun of, you know, New Year's resolutions, I'm all about it. I always feel like it's cool to like set new intentions, like starting fresh every year. So expect to see a lot more going on here. I'm pretty sure that my plan is for the end of December, like that little time period between Christmas and New Year's. I plan to do a huge like cleanup of my studio. I almost want to just take everything out and then just like reorganize and find a new, what do you call that? Like feng shui. My studio feels cluttered, and it's not always optimal for like jumping into paintings easily. I always have to kind of move things around. So I want to figure out a different layout in here, and I will be recording that process and posting the video of the whole like organization, which will be probably a huge video. But then I think starting the new year, I will start the year with a video of a studio tour. I've had a few people ask me throughout the years I've been doing this YouTube, like for studio tours, but is that something that the majority of people are into? Is that boring? Sometimes I feel like I don't know if my studio space, which is basically a dining room turned studio, like I don't know if is it interesting enough to do a whole video on. But yeah, let me know. Please drop a comment. Let me know what you guys like to see, what you're looking forward to seeing next. If you have any ideas, throw them my way. But anyways, here is the final painting. I am so proud of it. I end up loving this painting so much. I love all the texture, and it just feels fresh and new. And one thing I did not show is that the next day I changed a little bit of the background color. It was a little bit too dark, so I kind of changed it to like that purple pastel-y color to kind of go with the rest of the pastels that you see in the painting. And yeah, I like it. I'm glad I went back and changed it. But anyways, I look forward to making another video for you guys soon. I plan to do a plein air video next, I think, so keep an eye out for that. And until next time, bye everybody.